I got my NATASHA DENONA retro palette. It was delivered like 3 hours ago. I have been talking for like 7 hours straight, so I'm just gonna we're just gonna jump in and I'm gonna do some swatches of the shades, and then I'm gonna do a look like in a couple of days or something, because y'all, I'm tired. Okay, so here is the long-awaited NATASHA DENONA retro palette. It has, or the midi size, it has the exact same packaging as all of her other mid-size palettes, and it's in this sort of like cool pink, light mauve kind of packaging. And on the back, as per usual, you can pop the shades out if you want to switch things around, especially if you want to switch with some of the other mid-size palettes. And here is the inside, which it is very, very pretty. And let me read to you what NATASHA DENONA's site says on like how they describe the palette. The retro eyeshadow palette is the continuation of the best-selling mini retro eyeshadow palette, now as a midi-sized palette featuring 15 romantic burgundy and mauve shades combined with gray browns, taupes, dusty roses, and vintage pinks. Perfect to create romantic retro-inspired looks, the retro eyeshadow palette is the retro version of the cult favorite glam eyeshadow palette. It says that it provides maximum color payoff with minimal effort, blending seamlessly to achieve vibrant, ultra-pigmented, long-lasting looks. These rich, pressed, pigmented shadows leave the skin with an optimum texture and comfortable all-day wear. Shades and formulas were hand-designed by world-renowned makeup artist NATASHA DENONA, made with the highest quality pure color pigments, dazzling chroma crystals, and luminous mineral pearls. Its buttery, smooth, hydrating eyeshadow formula wears beautifully on any skin type and skin tone. Okay. You know, I hate when they say any skin tone, but probably right. It is cruelty-free, paraben-free, and made in Italy. So here is that palette that you've had a good, nice, long look at. And I'm going to also show you the mini retro. And so from my understanding, a lot of people were kind of upset that there aren't these sort of like green shades in the larger size, but they are in the mini. And they kind of look like, I'm not even sure that they're like complementary palettes. You know what I mean? Like they look like they're from two different, like if I were looking at my collection and like which ones are the retro ones, I don't know that I would put these two together. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. As per usual, there are 15 shades. There are some mattes, some creamy mattes, some duochromes. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go through them. I want to make sure I read the descriptions, and of course this is going to be on my skin tone, which I am a deeper skin tone. I wear shade like 450 in Fenty, and I wear around New Caledonia in NARS Soft Matte. So that's just some reference for my color. So the first shade here is called Glitz. It is a duochrome coal baby pink with a champagne shift. So there is Glitz. The next shade is Andy. It is a matte taupe lilac cream to powder. Now, I know a lot of people are not a huge fan of the cream to powders. They work fine for me. So definitely a sort of taupey lilac color. The next shade is Jude, and this one is a metallic warm taupe. The next shade in this first row is called Maud. There it is. And it is a matte off-white with pink undertone. That sounds interesting. Ooh, got some like fallout. I'll put that. There is that one. And the last one in the top row is Vivian. That is this one here. And it is a matte light pink nude cream to powder. Okay, that feels nice. Let's see if I can fit that on the edge here. So those are the first 5 shades. Very like lilac with taupe undertones. I could see these potentially looking ashy if you're not careful, if you're of a deeper skin tone. Now, the second row, the first one we have is Groove, and this is a matte, medium, dark, warm maroon. And here is that one. Not the greatest swatch, my bad. All right. The next shade is Opart, and that is a matte dark taupe cream to powder. The next shade is Psychedelic, and that is a warm baby pink with multicolor sparks topper. So sounds like this is a topper shade. Let's get a clean finger. There that is. Next, we have Go-Go. That is this one here. It is described as a matte, medium, warm rose cream to powder. And the last one in this second row is called Patty. And Patty is described as a metallic medium nude rose copper. So Patty has a lot going on for her. That's pretty. So there is the second row. All right. So, gonna wipe, ow, almost broke a nail. Gonna wipe these off and swatch the last row, and I'm also going to swatch the mini retro. And I do know that there are some repeat shades in this palette from the Lila or Lila palette. So I also want to swatch those. And also if you all have any requests for comparisons, just let me know. And if I have the palette, I will do it for you. All right, so the last row we have Swing. This is a metallic medium dark cool maroon. Ooh, that is pretty. Ooh, I like that one. All right, that's a really nice color. The next shade over is called Nude Mauve. It's a matte, medium, light, neutral nude. This to me, on me, looks like a kind of like a dusty pink. Now the third one in the final row is called Rebellion. It is a matte, medium, burgundy, cream to powder. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this one. The next one over is called Helio, and that is a metallic taupe nude. A clean finger. Go. And here is this one. One swipe, that's really pretty. And the last one here is Amada, and that is a matte, medium, cool, vintage rosewood. That is saying a lot, honey. Let's see. All right. And there is that one. So lots of like purpley, mauve, taupey shades going on in the retro palettes. Find that a lot of the mattes kind of look similar, or like the cream to mattes. So like Groove, Rebellion, and Amada, I find that like on my skin tone, they kind of all look very, very similar. That's about it. Those are the three that kind of stand out to me as like, those kind of look like they might show up the same kind of color on me. But what I'll do is when I do a look, then we will figure it out. So I'm going to swatch the mini retro really quickly. So I'm just going to, I know some of you might have it, or maybe you decide that you want the mini retro rather than the mid-size retro. Her mattes can become crumbly just because they're so like soft. All right, so here is the mini retro swatched. Not the greatest swatches, y'all. I apologize. But there's the mini retro. So definitely you can see like the pinks, I would say, are reminiscent of the mid-size retro. But if you were really into like these greens here, then you're not going to get that in the midi size. So the next thing I want to do is pull out my Lila or Lila palette and point out the shades that are repeats. I believe there are 3. So got this palette here, and the repeat shades are Amada, Nude Mauve, and Helio. I believe. That's me just looking at them. So Amada, Nude Mauve, and dang it, these dang old mats. All right. Did not get a good swatch of Nude Mauve. All right, so we've got Amada, Nude Mauve, and Helio. And those same ones are in the retro palette. So, oh, I did them like, wait, y'all, okay. Don't come for me, I'm tired. So, same exact shades. Nude Mauve does not swatch well from any palette on me. Like, this color is just not showing up as well. So I am really interested in seeing how it's going to show up on the eyes. And if I wasn't so tired, y'all, and if my eye makeup wasn't already so cute, I would do it right now, but I'll have more energy tomorrow. So I think the last thing I want to do is just like hold the palette up to some of her other ones. So one thing I noticed is like some of the shades are they're like so soft and crumbly. So here is the retro. Let me hold that up to Lila. Oh, flip, girl, you messing stuff up, my bad. So here is Lila and the midi retro. So kind of complementary, I would say. You do again have the 3 repeat shades, so I'm not sure if that is a deterrent to some folks. And then let me also hold up the midi size Love with the retro. So you've got the Love palette on top and the retro at the bottom. And I would say they're definitely different tones. Like the Love has more of a reddish pink kind of vibe going on, while put up next to the retro tends to look like it has more mauve, purpley taupe shades. So I'm thinking, if you have Lila and Love, I think you could potentially create similar looks as you would get from retro. Similar, but like, of course, not exactly the same. So especially if you're more on the purple kick, and you have the Lila palette, like, you don't need the retro palette. If you want more of reds and pinks, then the Love is going to be a great choice for you. If you like the retro vibe, but you want those greens, then I would say go with the Mini Retro. Overall, I like NATASHA Denona's formula. I also like her cream to powder, and I know that that's one that quite a few people are not as much of a fan of. And in here you have 6, looks like 6 cream to powder. So that's a significant portion of a 15 shadow eyeshadow palette. So if that's not your thing, you are probably not gonna like it. And there are some duochromes. Actually, there's one. Then there's the Chroma Crystal, the Topper Psychedelic. And then there are some creamy mattes. So I would say, though, if you really don't like the cream to powder formula for whatever reason, you'll want to determine if having 6 in a palette is okay with you. Okay. I apologize for this being short or whatever it is. I don't know how long it is. Hopefully it's not super long. But I did want to get those swatches up. I'm tired. Whoo, child, when I tell you I'm tired. So, and it seems like my phone is going off wherever it is. So I've got to take care of that. And I will totally do some looks, you all. I'll do some this weekend. Maybe I'll throw in an extra or something. And yeah, other thing I think I'm picking up next is I kind of want to get that Fenty Bomb Posse shadow palette. It looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. They don't have the best formula reviews, but let me know what you think, because I'm probably going to get it. Who am I kidding? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to do more swatch comparisons. Like the video, and I will see you next time.